So, what the fuck is going on with laws in Colorado now? And aren't, like, there's so few mass shootings. Nobody cared about the bombs that were at whatever the fuck that school was. And, Columbine? Yeah, there you go, Columbine. And, ironically, their names were what? Dylan and Eric. And those are my friends growing up were named Dylan and Eric. We would always joke about that. But and our school harassed us because my friend had it written on his book bag, skate or die. They just blew it out the water. Hey, oh my god, he's a threat to everybody. You don't skateboard, we're all gonna die. No, it was just a expression that skateboarders use. They had to have a whole meeting. They even called me in. Like it's so dumb. But what is happening with the laws in Colorado? I moved here 16 years ago. I used to be able to just go to the gun store, buy a gun, and that was it. You walked out the same day with it. You just showed an ID. You didn't even need to be a Colorado resident. And then, it's the children are always suffering. Oh my god, the children. Uh, the children. They pump people in, they have them vote, and then they can't sustain living here. They make shit worse, and then they're gone in a few years. I've seen this shit the last 16 years. Every other year, the children are suffering, so we need to raise taxes. Do you know how much fucking tax I pay on groceries now? Hundreds of dollars a year. It's literally about $1 a day, sometimes two. Like, where does that money go? It goes right to the fucking politicians. It goes right into their pockets. They ain't reinvesting in fucking society. They ain't doing their goddamn fucking jobs. No, people are being empathically manipulated. It's like Upton Sinclair's The Jungle. You know, how they would pay people to vote multiple times and weird shit from immigrants. And, how are the children always suffering? I can go to the library, use a computer that I designed escapements for watches in a way to build them in a fucking library. It's just that the laser cutter wasn't accurate enough. It didn't. So I never got to finish it, and apparently they reinvested in it. They spent the guy said $45,000 on this hyper precision fucking laser cutter. And boy, if I would have had that back then, I'd probably have a business right now. But now with these gun laws, I'm okay with training programs. Yeah, that's fine. I love training. It'd be a hell of a good time hanging out with people. I'm fully well fucking trained. I'm way beyond the average capacity. Like, I work on my own guns, and the people I've let shoot my guns say they're some of the best they've ever fired. They love them. And people who are experienced, a professional competition shooter. He was sponsored by Smith and Wesson. Was at one of our gun ranges, and I let him shoot my 1911. And he said that is probably the second best 1911 he's ever fired. Nobody taught me that. I taught it myself. I don't need your fucking help. But other people, I'm all for that. CCW, that's why I voted against, because Colorado wanted to have free concealed carry. I was afraid of that because even there was a cop. He an ex sheriff shot a guy in a movie theater for talking too loud. Even the trained people, they're dangerous in that regard. And so some people buy these guns, and the thing about me, what I've always said is that When you own a gun, it's not necessarily learning how to use it, it's learning to know that you should never use it. It's a last resort, right? That you have so many more options. Some people get itchy, they want to use it. It gives them this idea and thrill of power over people because everybody's been fucked over in life. The issue isn't the guns, it's how society screws us over relentlessly throughout our lives. That's why people get so gung ho and they just like, that's how these crimes happen or mass shootings happen. Like, maybe you just needed, and there's always going to be the people that are genuinely just fucked up, but crimes of passion do happen. And it's all because of society. Like, maybe all he needed was that kiss from the girl that he liked, or, bringing him to a fucking party instead of ostracizing him. Just hang out with the guy. Um, like, some people are just fucked up, and there is no solution. And then we think, because of this audacity of one person thinking that they can make a choice over everybody's lives, that we have the right to make choices over everybody's lives. And then we wonder why we're so hated. It's because of the hypocrisy. It always goes to hypocrisy. And so, like, they want a training course, right? For what, semi automatics or something now? That would be a fun time. Switzerland does it. They require every citizen, right? I think it's Switzerland, that every citizen has to sign up for the military. You train. Everybody's, capable of defending one another. It instills that in society. When the fucking fires came to Estes Park, I was the only civilian alone on a mountain, waiting to fucking burn to death. But I was going to go down fighting. That's when society failed. It failed all of us. They just ran away like fucking cowards. I was expecting a city council meeting, people coming together. Let's design a fucking strategy. Let's get everybody and defend this fucking beautiful place. Let's defend the national park. Nope. Why are you here? If you ain't got the fucking balls, my neighbor telling my other neighbor, talking about me, that I'm a dangerous person. Well, maybe I am. I'm trained in 4 martial forms. I know how to fucking hunt. I know how to track. I know how to kill. Like, I know how to shoot. I work on all my guns. I'm proficient in all sorts of things. Like, I have 10 traits of martial forms that I've amalgamated. I have an eidetic memory and high reflex capacity. Yeah, I'm a dangerous person if I want to be. And I use that to defend people. Because when the fires came, everybody ran away. When I saw people crying on the playground in elementary school, I saw the bullies and I went and I confronted them. I didn't care how fucking old they were, how big they were. Like, so maybe this will help, except for the fact that it costs money. So the government creates something to restrict our freedoms and choices and wants to extort us again. Just like you go into a fucking red light and it's an empty road at 2 a.m. For some reason, the lights don't flash here. I don't know why. They should always be flashing past 10 p.m. At least that's the way it is in Nebraska. They should be flashing past 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. Because they don't want to lose their fucking power over people. That we don't know how to choose against a fucking light system? But yet, we can handle a stop sign, a fucking little piece of metal. We can handle that, though, and look around and know it's safe. But by golly, if it's a red light. I remember in Aurora, I stopped literally a foot past. And this is before they banned the fucking cameras. A foot past the line. Sent me a ticket. That was one of the only ones I ever got to fight. There was a snowfall, so the street maintainers, because sometimes when it snows here, like it'll be a blizzard, but then like by 10 a.m. the next morning, it's all gone. So I parked too far to the left because of the snow embankment. So I got a ticket for that. I deserve to pay them money because it snowed last night and then it melted efficiently. That is how much of a fucking laughingstock our government is. Like, Colorado used to be run by intellects. My fucking ex-girlfriend, like, writes code for NASA and shit. Like, she's a fucking badass. She should be running the government. I mean, the basics of the physics of traffic flow alone conceptualize a lot of how the structure of society functions. And we're embarrassing ourselves. I'm all fine for going and taking a course. I mean, we pay plenty of fucking taxes. Where's all that money going? Medicaid's, Medicare, and whatever else, Social Security, it's all being like dumped out. So where the fuck are those taxes going? After we remove all that, the schools are still suffering. After we remove all that, where the fuck is all that money going? It's being squandered, right? It's being taken by the people in power who are extorting us and exploiting us. And like, what do you do? I'll probably be assassinated for saying this shit, right? Like, it's some dickhead that wants to live in Cherry Creek, which is like the lamest part of Denver Metro. It's so fucking lame, Cherry Creek. Oh my god. I don't care how much money I have. I ain't going there. I ain't gonna live there. Those people suck. Have you ever been? They're awful. They think they know you more than you know yourself just because you wear a certain type of shirt or pants, you know? It's all money, 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 money. So this training program nonsense, they've used background checks to fund other exploits and other oppressive pursuits. It constantly is going to keep developing. They used it to ban high capacity magazines. So we don't have battle ready functional weapons anymore. Do you think I'm going to defend the homeland with this? I can take on 6 people if I'm really sharp at my aim. That's it. It'll fucking end anybody. I think it'll kill an elephant. But, like, I mean, that thing will take an elephant down if you try to shoot it through its shoulder blade. But, like, because that's basically a 4.58 Win Mag. However, can I defend the country? We're coming up with these laws that we need to train, but yet you're restricting my ability to train. It's fucking nonsense. I can't get the gun. Like, I'm all fine for training programs. Fuck yeah. Let's do it. Let's have a good time. Shoot guns and stuff, but I ain't paying the fee. Where do my tax dollars go? They go to fund the police that extort me if I make my own choices? Shouldn't my tax dollars just kind of be an insurance policy over my choices so that, like, if a cop is concerned and he's like checking to make sure that I'm not a threat to society, that he can just let me the fuck go instead of charging me another 300 fucking dollars for what? Going 10 miles an hour faster than the speed limit, even though my reflex capacity is twice yours. The average cops is like point 0.2, 0.02, or yeah, 0.2. There's my soda. Yeah, there's my fat man body. Sound like fucking George Carlin. I think that's his name, right? George Carlin. Yeah. I sound like fucking George Carlin right now. Ugh. You know, it got weird too. Like my neighbor Mary, because we had a bear, so like I strapped up. I'm not gonna let her get eaten. I went over. Her door was open. Car door, I mean, because bears, now stereotypically they like. There's just a ton of videos bears opening car doors. And I walk over and I see her car door open, and I'd fucking, I checked the entire perimeter. And I took control of that situation. Like, she's tiny. She's 62, spunky, but, she's still got a lot of energy, and her mind is sharp, but, like, all she has is a 4-inch Smith & Wesson. The rest of Colorado would have us leave a little woman like that to a training program paying extra money that she can't afford. Like, so I secured it. Like, I secured a property, talked to her, and we just hung out and had coffee. But then my neighbors think I'm dangerous. They're more dangerous. You know why? It's like a bad chess move. Because you're going to lose in the long run. You ain't thinking the moves ahead. You just got an opinion now. And eventually, we're going to be so disarmed. Like, I shouldn't have. Why are we arming the wealthy people against everybody else? Why are the wealthy people afraid of everybody else? It could be that. I mean, are they? Why else does all the money flow into the pockets of people that don't have the fucking ball sack to organize their communities to fight a wildfire? Fires are not they're not difficult to defeat. They're easy to defeat. I've been playing with fire for as long as I can remember. I never burned down a forest. But I can't afford a gun class. I'm not paying the extra $500. The gun that I would want would be a Daniel Defense. Those are around $2,500. The one that I want. And I'd have to pay $3,000 plus excise tax and then a background check fee. So you're running around $4,000 for this rifle that I would use to defend you. But you ain't got the fucking balls to defend me. You would never come to my aid. You would never care. You know. You know you wouldn't, right? I know because I've watched so many people struggling, so many people needing assistance, and I just watch everybody drive by. Even my father, that piece of shit, he would just, when somebody needed a little bit of help, somebody else will come along, is what he would say. And I would say, let's stop and help. Let's do something. Because I was taught by him to help people in need. Because I have certain traits, I have capabilities, and I'm intelligent, so I should defend against bullies or people that can't handle a situation on their own, to give them backup. And what all that does, through the wars and stuff, people, these heroes that sacrificed themselves, led to a country full of fucking cowards. You're gonna lose people either way. All these shootings. You don't know if Jim over there had cancer and killing him actually did him a fucking favor. You don't know about the herpes that, like, Miranda has or something. I don't know. I'm just using names. Like, and I'm referencing basically, like, James Holmes. We don't really know the emotional trauma that he might have actually prevented. And I'm not, I guess you could consider it rationalizing, but it's the same thing that we really don't know. When I got pulled over and I had a Porsche for a little while, about a month, I got so many tickets. It was like I was being tracked. And I'm so fucking capable. And I actually understand the physics of a rear weight displacement and how to drive that car. I can outdrive anybody. But the Porsche is like just the 911. Not only has it always been my dream car, but aside from the fact that they are way too expensive to maintain, they, I'm driving down and I just hit that camber on the tire. And I feel the weight shift just beautifully. And I hit the apex and just fucking hammer the gas. Beautiful. 90 miles an hour, right up to over 100. And this fucking hard ass, badass old cop, this guy on his Harley, he was cool. I thought about running, but then I was just like, I ain't gonna get away. I've already tried that. And he calls me cavalier as I'm smiling and having a good time. The lawyer's wanting to, like, take away my license and shit. He's like, you would have crashed. No, I know what I'm doing. It's like people can't even rationalize that there might be natural talent still in society. And just as much as there are the bad people that are capable of doing bad things, there are still people that are naturally capable of doing good things. And doing it well and succeeding. And, like, even if the car failed, if I fucked up, I would have gone off the road. I would never risk another person's life. I have broken so many laws on the road. You have no idea. I've done some really awesome things, very dangerous things. But I know what I'm doing. Like, you can't teach me to be that way. You can't teach me to paint that or that. You just give me the tools. I just happen to be exceptional. Other people aren't. So let's learn the bare minimum. But why do I have to pay for that? How is the average person going to defend you and be trained if they can't even afford it? Why are we paying all these taxes if they don't benefit us in that regard. It makes me lose hope in the United States. Maybe we do deserve to lose. Because some people, you just don't get it. That we're afforded the freedoms to remove our own freedoms. So we become self-destructive. We're turning into the modern Rome. Where in Rome, what the fuck were they called? Anyway, they were basically like police, and they would go around and extort people. It's mocked in Year One, where they go to Sodom. I think it was Sodom. So they go to Sodom, and he's walking around and he steals some food and stuff. And there's a lot of like writings on this of how like the corruption just took over through military power and control. People were exploiting their positions and all that. Like we are literally turning into that. And this is a shame because philosophy builds the greatest civilizations, but then people exploit freedoms. And I've always said this, that what affords us freedom can be taken and used to oppress us. What do you do? I remember when I first moved here, because in Nebraska you had to like wait 7 days to buy a gun. You had to have like a license to buy a gun, as if it made any fucking difference. All that does is let you methodically think. It lets you be less impulsive. If everybody's prepared for an impulsive behavior, do you really think somebody that's methodical is going to be more easily defeated? Like they're just gonna sit in a room and can't wait to get my gun and kill people. Can't wait. They're gonna start drafting it out. They're gonna get better at it. And this guy, when I moved here, my friend, he met these two. It was a brother and sister. I wish I was still friends with them. I had so much fun with them. But like, he comes back and he's like, "Did you know that you can just go to a gun store and buy a gun?" He comes out with a fucking Glock. That guy could drive. He had a Subaru WRX. He would get me super fucking stoned, and then you have these curvy roads through the canyons, and just terrify me, and I loved it. God, he was good. That dude could drive. So much fun. It's one of my favorite roads still to this day. And that car was fast. He had some special tune done to it and a upgraded suspension. And he loved throwing the rear weight of the hatch around, because hatchbacks have a different like weight displacement and torsional chassis lateral inertial frame, and they're really cool. The way he could throw it around, it's very similar to what a 911 is, and you get the same sensation, except it's a all-wheel drive, and it's so you just fucking hammer that thing when you're in a straight line, and it would just pull. Good times. Miss those people. Anyway. Probably said everything I need to say. The real question is, if shit does hit the fan, are you gonna say, I felt something, I knew I was right, you can't do this, we have the freedom to protest? And I need to the invading army that's coming for us, the largest army in human fucking history that we're indebted to, and we're being strategically disarmed in the most advantageous locations. And you just, what? You're gonna go to your neighbor and be like, so I have like some spoons and forks. I have a kitchen knife. Hey, I got like a single shotgun. Let's go defend the homeland. Where are you gonna run? Where? There isn't anywhere to go. You're fucked. They're gonna come and circle around, use the Great Lakes. And they're gonna come from the west and push you in, apply pressure, and just fucking liquidate you. It's so fucking obvious. it's comedic. It's comedically evil. It's like the darkest humor. How we are being set up. Trump's trying. He is really trying to weed out. Fucking bring them out and draw them out. But we're gonna lose in the long run. You always do. I use all my soda. I'm so lost in my brain, I don't even remember. What time is it? I want tacos. And my dumbass mother, I warned her about all this stuff. That we need to gear up. We need to at least have something where we are battle ready. Don't ever show me guns like that again. I'm such a hippie. I drove a van once. When the war comes, and it's coming, the funny thing is that the country with the most power hasn't pursued the same delegations against their own people, building the largest army in human history, and yet everybody else wants to disarm themselves. You guys are so stupid. It's like, I can't believe that you're allowed to vote. Honestly, how the fuck are you allowed to vote? You're dumb. My God. I have 2 neighbors. I like a gun. 2 neighbors are pacifists. That's democracy. We should not have the potential to fight or be evil. He can harm us. You don't build rules and laws on what ifs. You build them through historical significance. I mean, I don't need my guns. Like, I'm trained in martial arts. I can go beat the shit out of you. That's a way worse death, trust me. I'd rather be shot in the head than beaten to death. All my teeth broken out. Somebody rips my jaw apart, or like it's fucking gorilla, like King Kong versus the T-Rexes, and he just rips that fucking jaw apart. and then you break his fucking neck, and you'll hear it too. You will literally hear your cerebral cortex snap and crush. You become paralyzed. And then the signals, your brain is still basically alive for minutes, but you're dead. Do you want to experience that? I'd rather have a bullet to the head for, like, I don't want that. Fuck no. I'd rather have a bullet. It's quick, it's efficient. It's more humane. No, let's go back to poison. Hey guys, you can go to the grocery store and buy some fucking arsenic. Oh, but you have mice. That's your excuse. And then they run away. They always run away. All these people do. But yet they believe that they have the right to vote. That their opinions and choices matter. And it's great conceptually to my neighbor, who I know is a coward. It's his brother. The other guy's okay. He just wants to make sure that everything's okay. Same thing as me. And his brother, though, he's a fucking pussy. Like, what the fuck are you doing in the mountains? It used to be so peaceful here. Why? Because I have guns on me? I'm making sure that Mary doesn't get fucking eaten. Like, what, are you gonna let your dog go and attack a bear? If it's rabid, your fucking dog is fucked, man. Haven't you seen Old Yeller? And then he's a little gossip queen. That I'm such a problem. I'm dangerous. Well, I won't have your back then, man. Or maybe I will. Maybe I'll be your hero. But why would I waste the time making a mistake to save somebody that would never do the same thing for me? Maybe that's the problem. We always protected the weak. The strong didn't protect the strong, but then that builds too much strength. It's the same thing as the innocence of young women and how they form innocence and naivety into children, and as they develop, they're weak, beautiful, fragile, just as children. What we love from nature. But would you be there? He would let his dogs run off and cower away somewhere. I know because when I encountered him, I had my rifle and my 1911 and my revolver. Yeah, I wasn't taking any chances. If this bear is rabid, that's how we were raised back home. If an animal is rabid, you make sure. And if it's rabid, you fucking kill it so that disease doesn't spread. Basic. Fucking 4-year-old can understand that. And he has the mind of a 3-year-old. He sees me, turns around, realizes that his dogs aren't gonna save him, I'm guessing. I let the dog smell me, and then it becomes kind and licks me. And tell the dumbass, hey, that's how you introduce people to your dogs. The other one, because he doesn't know how to train him, there's a beautiful white dog. I don't even know what species or breed it is. And do you think that guy would have my back if I needed him? No. He doesn't he doesn't own guns. He doesn't own anything other than two dogs that he's going to sacrifice for his own good. Probably makes him feel, I don't know, dominant. That's why I always hate dog owners. They're all sociopaths. They that's why they keep dogs, because they're tools. They think that they matter more than what they pretend to love, because society pretends that loving a dog or a dog loving you makes you more valuable. So it's the difference. Now I can't buy a gun, even though I'm already capable. I mean, I'd love having fun with some people and training. But those same people, why do we have to pay to defend our fucking homeland? Is it really about defending it? And the concepts of a dog defending you against like a bear, or like The Fox and the Hound, or I think that was the name of that movie. And do you want those people at your back? They're gonna run away. They're always going to run away. I mean, I hate my family, but I would still fight with them. Fight against them, fight with them, against others. Just so we can still feel those emotions. Because in the long run, it's kind of all you got. That's the depth. Positive and negative. Kids are having fun again tonight. In the youth camp over there. If I knew that was there, I wouldn't have pushed the bear that direction. I would have made it go north. I didn't know that was over there. There's no fucking signs. It's hidden in the forest. The place is fucking awesome. You don't even know it's there. I've driven this highway so many times. No idea that was there. I want to get some tacos.